Hello everybody, this is IDB Trinity. It's currently only Jack speaking, because everybody else who does these unfortunately is under quarantine, of course. While we all do share the account, it's important to note that while Corona-chan is currently ravaging our planet, we've all been stuck at home. Not many chances to record, unfortunately. So what I've decided to do instead is run through the gas masks or respirators, whichever thing you want to be anal about this time. All the ones that we use in our videos, and all the ones that I happen to own. I don't own many. I've only been collecting since October 2019. But still, I've got a lot of them lined up. There's still more in boxes over there. And we're going to run through them. So hopefully they'll be pretty good. Hopefully you enjoy it. And hey, maybe you'll learn something. So introduction over, because it's not going to be used in all of them. We're going to start off with a particularly famous mask in the world, and you may know what it is. Just based off the bag, if you know much about gas masks, you should know what this is. So, prepare yourselves, because we're heading into meme territory, it seems. So, here we have a very basic bag. It's not good, I will say that much. Of course, the straps are low quality, but they do the job mediumly well, don't they? Cheap, simple metal. A lot of the ones you'll buy will have the waist strap tied down here. Of course, that would connect around your waist, and you'd have that hanging by your side. The surplus seller I got these from, which I think was from Liverpool, has already done me the good favour of tying these up. I do not know how the bag is meant to be done up, but that's what they are. You may notice that the buttons are surprisingly quality. I think they're either made out of enamel or a kind of cheap shite metal. Hard to tell. Still. So it of course is the GP-5, or I think it's also known as the SHM-41, but I may be wrong on that one. By all means, feel free to correct me. We don't have the full kit because I don't really want the filter. I will, some people say preface, some people say preface, I don't care. I'm going to start this off by saying I will warn about any asbestos or anything bad in filters, but honestly, it's worth remembering that shit like this wasn't made for teenagers and upwards of 60-year-old men to wear after, 50 years after they're made? I mean, when's this one? 1974. They didn't really plan on people still to be wearing it in 2020, so they didn't, the asbestos was good back then. It was fine, it wasn't breaking down. So just understand there are a lot of filters that are bad, and then there are a lot of good. And you can get good ones for cheap. Not anymore, because of coronavirus, but oh well. Right, rant over. I will warn about filters. But honestly, don't just think having it in your house is going to be a cancer problem. Well, how do I put this? Simple story. I worked at an auction house. I will not say the auction house, however it was in Nottingham City, so it was a bit hard way to get out to in England. I'm not sure if there is a Nottingham in America. Odds are there is, because you guys nicked every single name we've ever used, apart from maybe Barton-on-Trent, or whatever the fuck. Goodbye ads. But when I worked there, I was confronted by someone who worked in the sale room that deals with old military gear and collectibles. He said, "Oh, I understand you collect gas masks." I said, "Yes, I do." And I thought, "Who the fuck told you that?" And he tells me, "A lot of them have asbestos and a lot of them are dangerous." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I'd store them well. I try to keep them away, put them in boxes." He goes, "Doesn't matter. It'll kill you. You're breathing them, just keeping them around, whatever, to your head." And he argued with me so much, adamantly. He was saying, "It's going to kill you. It'll kill you. We're all going to die anyway. Like, it's my choice if I want to go huffing on an asbestos filter. Odds are, I fucking shouldn't, because that is very stupid. I don't need to explain that to you guys. But having it around in your house is not a threat. Like, it's the same reason that a lot of houses have that kind of bubbly effect on the roof that is made of asbestos. It's because if it was killing you outright, we would have cleared it up a long time ago. It's only when it starts breaking down, and if you're huffing on it or leaving it exposed and breaking it into the fucking air, that it becomes an issue. So don't worry about the filters too much. Leave the caps on if you're worried. Do not put them in your bin, for Christ's sakes, because they're probably going to get crushed and then someone else is probably going to get lung cancer. Like, mesothelioma is no joke. Should I talk about the mask now? I'm never sure with these things. Right, rant over. As you may be able to notice, this is a hood mask. It is made entirely out of latex. It does have a wrinkled sort of look to it. My favourite comment was from my mother, who thinks it looks like Roger from American Dad, so ha-ha, comedy. There were a lot of variants of this design made, and there are a lot more modern ones as well. The Chinese TF1, you can get those off eBay for relatively cheap. Good luck ever seeing it, on account of this whole viral outbreak thing, and even then. Have you ever ordered something from China, from eBay? Like, you'll order it in October, and then you'll get it in October the next year. And even then it'll come broken. So, it's simple. A lot of countries have used this design. You know, Germany, Poland, I think, made the MP3, which is basically the same but with a little button voice diaphragm on the front, because if you've ever tried speaking in this thing, you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Mine does have some errors with the rubber. Simple design, latex hood, crimped on eyeglasses, crimped on not diaphragm, you know, your threads and the like. A little bit of fabric underneath it to keep them sealed, and only Tissot tubes. It doesn't have a oral nasal cup. It's very simple, but it's effective. That's why we kept it around. Mine is a size 4. That is a extra large. With sizes for these Eastern European ones, often size 1 is the smallest, and size 4 will be largest, or some of them, like Czech, they go up to 5, and that'll be an XXL. With British ones, however, 1 is the largest and 4 is the smallest. So do make sure you Google it first. So it stretches, it's simple, it's not likely to break unless you are really putting it under stress. There is a reason they've kept them around for a long time. It is also a GOST thread, that is G-O-S-T. Just in case you want to Google it, because I remember when I started off, I didn't know how to spell different threads. I will say, this is my most recent gas mask, or second most, depending on which one you want to assume, because I opened my door to 2 of them, because one of them came early. But I have avoided this gas mask very, very passionately. I have made sure to avoid it because I don't like it. Because it's become a fucking meme. It's like, oh, there's 100 million of them made, and wow, it's from Stalker, and hey, cheeky breeky of damn I don't care. Like, I'll post shit on r/GP-5, who doesn't? It's fun. But at the end of the day, the people that are attached to this can be obnoxious. But at the same time, don't bully someone because they've bought it. I mean, go on r/gas masks and go on controversial of all time. It's some kid getting bullied because he bought one of these and he stuck his fucking Ushanka on. Right, hold on. That's not a proper Ushanka. This is just like, I think it's called a deerstalker hat. No, it's not actually a deerstalker, but it's one of these hats that I owned, and I put a cockade on it that I picked up from an antique shop, and it's 100% not an antique one. I'm pretty sure it's a repro. But it's easy to do. And you know what, I will never ever post a picture of me wearing the 2 into that chat, into that subreddit rather, because that is the quickest way to get the shit ripped out of you for it. The community really hates these because of how common and cheap they are, that they are sick of seeing them, and I can understand that. But don't just pick on someone because they got it. I got mine because of this whole viral outbreak business, and I was worried that they were going to start selling out, because of course I often need the largest size. I'm a big person. I'm used to saying stone. I'm 21 stone, but apparently that's like 294 pounds. I'm 6'5" or 6'6", I forget, because I've not measured myself since I left college. It was what, 2-3 years ago. So I'm a big person, so I need these big boys. So of course I had to try and pick one up before they sold out, because people are thinking they'll protect you from the virus. But odds are it will. But they've had to stop selling them with the filters because these are selling out. Normal filters that will fit it are going. And if you try and use the green ones, well, hey, odds are you'll be fine, because you're probably not wearing it that much and damaging it. But there is probably, what, 15% chance of lung cancer, it's not something you want to risk. I mean, maybe if you're like, what, 60, go for it. Because what are the odds you're going to live till 90? So cheap, simple, effective. It's actually a pretty good mask. I will say that. It is actually a pretty good mask, and I hate to admit that. Here we can see there are different variants. Of course, this hood mask design has carried for a long amount of years. There are a lot of different variants, especially Soviet Russia. They love to use it. The PBF, GP-5M, there's all sorts. This is the black variant. The grey is supposedly civilian, but I don't imagine them issuing this to military. Supposedly they did, though, and I've not researched it, so... Don't listen to me, my word is not law. Not much differences between, well, I mean... Yeah, the units are pretty much the same. I will note that the metal is different. This one has a much more gold tint to it, whereas these have more silver. I'm not sure what this would be. Is this zinc? I'm not sure. It does look prettier though. This one is from 1989, so this one is much later, 2 years before the collapse of Soviet Russia, so that's interesting. Stretchy and shite. The black one, I will say, is a lot floppier. It really does feel like it's been in hot water for a long time, compared to the much thicker later variant, grey variant. So if we turn this inside out, you'll notice it's filthy, because this is from a friend of mine. But here inside you'll notice the eyepieces are, well, they look crimped inside, but they aren't. Ah ha ha ha. Good luck ever getting one of these out by the pull tab, because it hurts. So I'm going to opt for something a little bit different. I will say, if you're going to do this, make sure you're careful and not hasty. This will work with a screwdriver. I'm using a knife because this isn't mine and I have no respect for this mask. Yeah, but it's a piece of history. Yeah, well, it's not good history. Okay, fair point. I should be more respectful. But I'll tell you what I'll do. If I ever break one of these, I'll buy 2 more. How about that? Kind of like, we know we're polluting the planet, so we'll plant some trees so you leave us alone. There we go. There's your little ring from inside the eye. Honestly, just no point in taking these out, really. There isn't. Because what are the odds you're going to use the outs? Well, not outsets, are they? Little anti-fogging lenses. Inside you should be able to see there, it's a Tissot tube system. So when you breathe in, it gets rid of some of the fogging. That is disgusting to hold, it's so powdery inside. It's not a terrible mask, and that kind of annoys me. Here with my friend's other one. Ah, look at that. It's the exactly the same date. However, I will note something that is interesting. I'm not sure if you can see there. It says, well, it's got the backwards R in 74 and 1 dot, so it's January. However, mine has a T and 3 dots, so I'm pretty sure that's a March, but you may notice there's 2 dots that are on top of each other, so I'm not sure. This one also seems to have the golden look around the rim. It could be dirtier, but I'm not certain. Yeah, I think it's just dirt, because this is dirty surplus compared to cleaner one. You can notice that the rubber has all been filed down and is damaged in places compared to newer rubber. Not that it matters. You might be able to spot that there's been writing in there, but good luck with my lighting. I'm just using my bedroom light at the moment. It makes everything look kind of yellow. This one also feels soft, so maybe it's the smaller sizes. Perhaps smaller sizes are softer, because these are both 2Y. However, of course, this is a 4Y. It's a lot tougher and more resilient. Could be due to the fact that it's not had nearly as much use. So, who knows? It certainly is interesting. Now, of course, because it's a GOST thread, let's say I tried to use this, an S10 filter. It'll fit at a push, and it's hard. And here, let me just try. I'm not going to record myself wearing it, but okay, wow, that pressurizes. So it will fit it on, but you may notice now that it's ground down some of the plastic off of it. So, not always a good idea. I think what I might do next is going to be pretty stupid, but this video is getting on for a GP-5 video. Let's open these. These are sorry, these are anti-fogging lenses. They go in the designated place I showed earlier. So let's look for the edge. These have not been opened in years. I don't care. Go buy your own set if you're that bothered. So there's that. Alright, pretty cool. It's in Russian. I don't know what I expected. So, there's 89. Focus. There you go, see if you can read that. Right, there you go. Someone will pause that and read it, I'm sure. Bit of cardboard and, oh wow, here they are. Wow. Oh, well, that's a shame. They are separated by pieces of, it's kind of like anti-grease paper. It's thick plastic. So, this shite, if you want to make your own, go for it. Cut up a plastic bottle. Make sure you don't choose one that is disgusting and coffee stained. So, despite how hideous they are, that's still pretty cool. I mean, of course, you can't expect them to be clean. Not after all these years. Let's package all that up. Oh shit, there goes that. Right, so there's your little tin. All in all, there isn't much to say about this gas mask. You can, of course, get more modern filters that will fit it. This one is by Arbin Air, if I remember correctly. Here we go. Arbin Personal Protection in the Netherlands. A lot of these filters come covered in small crystals, so God knows what that is. But they're pretty good. They're good filters, they're good for what they are. They are ABEK, so in capitals, ABEKP. So go ahead and look them up. They do fit it, and they fit a few of my masks actually, which is pretty good. Actually, I'm not going to record myself putting it on. I'll probably add a still image at the end of me wearing it the other day when I made my own sort of reaction image of me holding a revolver. So, it fits, it's good. That's all you really want. It's very simple. Just stretch it open, pull it over your face, and it's on. There's not really much to it. I'll tell you what, actually, here. There. Now it's on. You may be able to hear that it does vibrate. It's not uncomfortable. You do get pressure here, along the brow. So I'm going to talk into this so you can get an idea of how awful it is as a talking thing. You know, it has no voice diaphragm, so what do you expect? So I'll try talking a little bit faster, good luck keeping up with it. What can I say about it? There isn't much to complain. It does hurt after a while because the rubber gets a little bit thicker here on the face. It's good if you want to look like Mr. Foster or I think there is actually an Easter egg item from Team Fortress 2. It's called Foster's something. You can wear that. I could be wrong on that one, but you know, Pyro TF2. It's cheap. It's simple. I've noticed that American eBay has them for a fucking lot more expensive than Britain's. We have loads of surplus places that are just selling these. We did joke in one of our videos about shady people in Sheffield selling these from the crates. So, it's pretty accurate. But these are everywhere. Remember, they do come in black and grey. If you get the more modern ones, the TF1s from China, they will come in a kind of polished stone grey sort of colour. It's pretty good. It does the same thing, only has plastic. A good way to tell the difference between a GP-5 and other countries' copies is neck position. A lot of them will come down here, and other ones they'll use either plastic or different colours, or this will come out further. And like I think it was the OM14, wasn't it? It will connect a hose. I cannot show you one at the moment because I'm still waiting on a 40mm hose to arrive. Coronavirus is currently taxing our post office, so I'm not going to complain. I'll just wait patiently. So yes, overall thoughts, pick yourself up one. I wanted to avoid it, but they're actually good. They're decent. They're good for what they are. Like I said, not too comfortable, but you can play with them a bit and get them to soften up. Loads of them, since, as Weapons and Stuff 93 would say, the Cold War never went hot. So, pick yourself one up while there's still plenty around on the surplus markets. Don't breathe through the filters that are green or brown. That's just a good general rule. I am going to paint this one to be the colour of one of the green ones. So that'll be interesting, but of course the shop that sells Warhammer paints is currently closed, and I'm not sure which exact green I'd want, so I can't really order it off the internet. Overall, it's actually good. People joke about it, and I thought it was shit, and I avoided it, but no, it's actually a good mask. Got yourself one, get it, it's good. It's simple, it's lightweight, you can store it wherever you need. What's this going to do? It's not a problem. Oh no, I'm going to get it damaged. Not a problem, the only real thing you can do is dent it. As you may notice there, my friend's is dented along the side here, so there's a bit more trouble compared to one of these. You can shatter the eyepieces. These are not safe for airsoft. They are absolutely not safe for airsoft. So, yes. Final closing message. Shit bag. Actually good mask. Can't say much about the filters. And if you get some of these that are still, like, usable, hey, good for you. I hope you enjoyed. I know this lasted a long time. I have tried to fill in as much details as I can. What else can I say? It's Cold War, it's a helmet style mask. Because it is helmet style, of course, if you tried it with a Riot helmet, it will work rather well, but due to the front facing filter you may have trouble, so with a lot of gas masks mixing it with a Riot helmet you'll want a hose. Pick up a 40mm Chinese one because they are, I think it's called regulated or standardized, something like that, normalized threads, so they will fit a wide variety of filters. Pick it up while they're cheap, they're good, they're effective, they're good at their job, they're airtight. Do you know what? They look pretty scary. If you like Mr. Foster and, you know, if you like Killing Floor, a lot of other things, get them while they're cheap. Not much else that can be said. Just, black ones are a hell of a lot more expensive. If you're unsure what size to get a size 3, a large, because a size 2 will most likely fit you if you're a teenager. You may notice that there are stamp marks on a lot of these and damaged parts, but it doesn't matter, as long as there's not an explicit hole in it, it's still going to be good. Like I said, if you're a small person, get a size 2. If you're unsure, get a size 3, because even the bigger size of these will probably fit you unless you're very small. Size 2 is the most common one, which is why my friend has got 2 of them. Because he doesn't bother going for surplus sellers that allow you to choose your own size. Just aim for the middle, aim for 3, it's a good place. Obviously 2 is the middle, but in terms of actual sizes, 3 would be the middle. In terms of size difference. Good luck out there. Remember to keep sanitising and don't go coughing on people. And wear these about if you like. Tag me in a video if you do, because odds are I'm going to, just for shits and giggles. Have fun out there and stay safe.